On the days of old, they say so, was a land unseen, unheard of. On the four sides by the waters was the desert land surrounded. There the foot of man stepped never, but for Yanbide, an old man, an old Yanbike, his woman, in that land the only people. And all roads were open to them. They forgot where they came from, where lay their native country, where they had left their parents. Strangely that escaped their memory. And they were the first comers, the first settlers on that island, with no living soul all over, 2 of them, until the woman bore 2 sons unto her husband. Shulgan was the elder son's name, and the younger one was Ural. They saw none of other people living 4 of them together, unconcerned about household, unconcerned with pots and kettles. They did not bake, have no copper, that was how they all subsisted. And they knew no ailment, no death. And they used to say, we bear death ourselves to every live thing. Not on horseback rode they hunting, nor did they take bows and arrows, for they kept some beasts for hunting, treating them as their equals. Beasts of prey, a lion for riding, and the pike to take out fishing, and the falcon trained for falconing, and the black leech to suck game blood. As their children were growing, as their children took to hunting, their parents did not let them eat the game's head, eat the game's heart. They did not allow their children to taste wild game blood and drink it. This you must not do, they ordered. Growing daily, growing weekly, both the children grew judicious. Only 12 years old was Shulgan, and 10 years of age was Ural. I will ride the lion, one said. I'll go falconing, said the other. As no rest they gave their father, Yanbide admonished, saying, you, my sons, my dear children, you, black apples of my own eyes, till your milk teeth all have dropped out, till you are strong enough in body, you should never handle the sukma, you should never go falconing, hunting, you should never ride the lion, for your time is due to come yet. Once the old man and his woman were away as usual hunting. With a plenteous bag their parents came back home from hunting, fishing, and respecting the tradition to the meal they sat together, 4 of them, and started eating after tearing up the wild game. And while eating, Ural thought hard. Then he spoke and said in this wise, Father, here lies the body of the beast you chased and slaughtered, of the beast that vainly scampered as you did at any target as you thrust your knife into him. Come, a living thing, come hither, knife in hand, and slay us likewise. And the old man said, we bear death ourselves to every living whose death hour struck already. And wherever rooks and thickets game may try to skulk and hiding, all the same we come and find them thrusting our knife into them. But to chase a human being, knife him dead and eat his body, there is someone to be born yet, and no death can yet undo us. Once they 4 of them together went a-hunting, went a-fishing, stepped their feet on trails and pathways, with a bag full, with a big catch, came back home from hunting, fishing. Of their prey there was a white swan, and the old man had it tied up, said his knife sharpened was going to behead the white swan quickly, but the white swan started wailing, wept, and eased her heart as follows. I have flown the world all over, as no common fowl of feather, but I'm not a homeless orphan, for far off I've got my homeland. Let me go, pray, to my homeland, back where lies my native country. If you tear me to pieces, if you chew me up and swallow, I'll be ill food for your stomach that will never be digested, for I am the sun's own daughter. Let me go, pray, to my homeland. In reward for this, I'll show you to the spring of life the passage. The swan waved her right wing, dropping 3 pinions. She besmeared them with blood oozing from her broken wing, and the 3 pinions were chained into 3 swans who took away Humai, the swan maid. Old Yanbid and his sons wished they had inquired of the spring of life. Then the old man told his sons to follow the birds and search for the spring of life. Then the old man helped his sons to mount the line and saw them off. So together with his brother, counting days and years, Ural over rock and over river, thorough brake and thorough forest, as the story goes, rode forward. And one day they saw a river with a grey-haired old man seated in the shadow of a lone tree. As he learnt of their mission, long the old man meditated, long his beard stroking snow white, closely stated them and uttered, pointing out to a crossroad. Here are 2 roads before you. If you take the left-hand passage, you shall have but gladsome tidings. Shakhswan Samra rules this country, rules the land that you are seeking. No blood drinkers, no flesh eaters, fears death completely shut out, for they keep up the tradition. It is good that pays for good deeds. If you take the right-hand passage, you shall find but wails and moanings. This is the notorious country ruled by great cruel Shah Qatil. From Shah Qatil and his servants all year round suffer people. Ural had to take the right hand, striding over stream and mountain, and the way lay long before him. But at length he reached at Mount Foot, where he saw an aged woman with her bare back in blood wreaths. Clinging to this wreck of woman, either fearful or bashful, stood a lovely sunburnt maiden. On approaching, Ural hailed her. "Never fear, fair maiden. I come from a faraway land where I set out on this journey as a child and have been growing on my way through many countries. Never do I harm to people, never spill blood, nor do evil, and the evil of death I'll finish." Eyes wide open, the old woman spoke to him and said in this wise, "So you are here from afar off, and you mean no harm to people? With your kind heart free of hatred, go no farther, my good Jigi. Pray do not go any farther, for this is a bloody country. Many pathways have I trodden, stridden over stream and mountain, and wherever death is hiding, years I spent in searching for him. And until I've found and slain him, and until I've chopped his head off and fulfilled my pledge of honor, put an end to death forever, I will not bear the name Ural." Thus it was, he said, departing, having mounted on his lion, making for Shah Qatil's warning, riding quickly. In a few days he came on a crowd of people. Forward Ural rushed and spoke thus, "I have pledged my oath to end death, and to set free everybody dying, suffering from the ruthless and bloodthirsty dev man-eater. With the water of the life spring from the dead, to raise all dead men." Hearing this, Shah Qatil puffed up, flushed with rage, and cursed and shouted. Then he spoke and said in this wise, "If he's after death bloodthirsty, let him see death and remember. Let him bear in mind my country." Menacingly Qatil said thus, while 4 Baturs stepped out forward, all like bears, big and shaggy, and as huge as dev man-eaters. "Will you fight, or will you wrestle? Take your pick," they said to Ural. Ural answered, "Better stay safe, better think it over foremost, find a mightier beast than you are." Then into a rage the Shah flew, and without a moment thinking, ordered so, if he's bloodthirsty, bring the bull that props my palace, while you, Baturs, wait a little. Everyone was waiting, frightened, having heard the Shah pronounce it, feeling sympathy for Ural. And as heavy as a mountain, howling down the bull came tearing. Stopping dead, he looked at Ural, turned his head a little sideways. High upon my horns I'll lift you, high upon my horns I'll dry you. Thus it was the bull told Ural. Listen, bull, I too will spare you, that of all your fellow mortals in the world, man is the strongest, and the master of your bull stock. I will make your bull acknowledge. Hearing this, the bull grew furious, rushed at Ural Batır, aiming high upon his horns to raise him. By his horns did Ural Batır take the bull who tried to pierce him. By his horns he could not tear himself away from Ural. Sinking knee-deep in the black ground, he grew weaker till he broke down. Side by side with his retainers, Katil watched the bull defeated with the utmost confusion. But the Batır kept his promise. He was not the bull's undoing. By the horns he tightly gripped him, set him steady on the firm ground. Ural said, "These horns I've bent now, shall be bent forever henceforth. Now that man's power you've tested, bear in mind you are the weaker, so don't menace with horn-butting man that's fought and overcome you."